A first-time homebuyer will usually spend a few $100,000, maybe even more, and that decision has to be made in just days? No wonder there's so much anxiety. So what are some of the things you can do as a first-time buyer to make the smartest decision possible? Let me show you.
Honey, can you bring that other group of pictures up?
Yeah, I have the...
Steve and Stephanie De Benedetti Emanuel know a thing or two about unpacking. They spent their first few years of marriage moving.
I don't know how many places we lived in, and we were moving about once a year for about 5 years, it seemed like. Apartment, rental house, etc. And coming here, we had the collective exhale of, okay, we can be here for a few years. We don't have to move.
Today, this is the place they call home. Only now they're proud owners. But getting to this point took some doing.
Okay, this is the plan of attack. Panic, because the housing market was going so fast. We had a friend in this area, and their house appreciated $50,000 in 1 year, and we saw ourselves getting priced out really fast.
Steve and Stephanie knew that they needed a professional real estate agent to help them wade through all the issues of buying a house. And they found that person online.
It was easy, with Terry's website, it was a piece of cake, and Coldwell Banker was a good fit from the beginning.
One phone call later, the couple had a qualified agent to help take some of the anxiety out of their most important purchase to date.
I think for the first-time homebuyer, first and foremost is the financing piece. They don't understand it, and it's very scary, and it really does drive what they're going to look for, because they have to be comfortable with the payment that they're going to be making.
That whole idea that you would be in debt, you're going to have a 30-year mortgage. That was a big deal to me. It just felt like a weight on our shoulders.
Look at how much your investment has grown.
Terry's first task? Getting the couple pre-approved for a mortgage loan, a smart negotiating tool in today's competitive real estate market. A good credit rating helped secure them optimal financing terms, and then it was time to think about potential upfront costs.
The earnest money deposit is the good faith deposit that's submitted with the offer. And it's important because a lot of times a buyer doesn't realize that they're going to have to come up with a few $1,000s at the very initial stage of the home buying process.
And then, of course, there's the house hunting. Terry advises couples like Steve and Stephanie to think 5 years into the future. Will you need an extra room for kids, an office, a bigger backyard? Then do the math.
For about $10,000 more in buying power, it's only going to cost them about $50 a month. And when they hear that, that's not so scary.
The next steps are home inspection, appraisal, and finally closing. If any of these terms are unfamiliar, ask your agent to explain the process concisely. Know what documents you'll need, expected costs, buyer obligations, and if you've got questions, ask.
I had a million questions, and Terry answered every single one of them. And, it was a lot of, well, what if this? Well, what does that mean exactly? Well, what does that mean exactly? And, all these new terms, all these new, when buying a house, it's like a different language.
Steve and Stephanie may move again someday, but right now they are dancing for joy at how much they love their very first home.
Bottom line, don't be overwhelmed, be prepared. Your real estate agent can help guide you through a very complicated process and right into your brand new home.